Imagine doing such a bad job in a film that Tiger Shroff and Arjun Kapoor come out looking like the best actors. This movie has a deep conspiracy that no one talks about. That was created by Boney Kapoor and Jackie Shroff to prove their children are good actors. Not to mention Rohit Shetty's children have written the script. It's a brilliant script for a 10-year-old who is clearly addicted to online right-wing content. There are some weird choices in this film. Ajay Devgan has some throat issues because his voice sounds really weird and harsh. So it was a very weird choice to play Shivaji's mantra while showing a cop choke out a terrorist. I think that is very disrespectful, and I know I sound sarcastic or normal, but genuinely it is one of the most disrespectful things I have seen in mainstream Bollywood films. Now you can go ahead and defend it however you want, but this film is pretty anti-Hindu in some areas, and it just completely disrespects and commercializes what we consider as holy and divine just for not a few bucks, because this film is doing like great in box office. So Rohit Shetty clearly knows how to make a film and how to sell a film, and this is a weak storyline wrapped up with religious iconography so that the majority of people in the country watch it. Let's divide this review into 4 parts: acting, story, logic of Ramayana, since that plays a huge part in the film, and action. Like I said, the acting was terribly done by almost everyone. Weirdly enough, the only 3 good actors in this film are Ranveer Singh, Tiger Shroff, and Arjun Kapoor. I guess you can say Kareena Kapoor is good, but she has a very minor role and she barely has to emote any emotions. Same with all of these actors, by the way. I think Ranveer Singh is the only good one in this film because he is just acting funny and goofy, and I think he elevates the film a lot. Like okay, there is no story in the film. If you saw the trailer, you know the story. From the first scene to the last scene, they have shown everything in the trailer, and the story is not even unique or original. Not that it needs to be unique. I know most stories are just retelling of previous stories, but they don't have a unique take on it, a unique perspective, or even pick a story that was lesser known or showed some kind of reality of our nation. And Singham 1 and 2 are actually pretty good, especially Singham 1 when he goes against a corrupt politician. Cut to Singham 3, he literally is with the corrupt politicians. Now suddenly all of the politicians in India are super good, and the only bad people in India are these terrorists that live outside of India. I think the logic of Ramayana is a big part of this film, and I'm sorry, but they did a terrible job at telling Ramayana. If you have read Ramayana or seen the movie or heard the Ramayana in some part, this is a terrible job of portraying what Ramayana is about, while mixing up characters constantly or having no logic in it. For example, I think Satya, who is Tiger Shroff's character, is supposed to be Singham, who is Ramji, and Singham's Lakshman, which makes no sense at all. Satya is a character that we just got introduced to. How can you make a brother out of some character who has not even been with the character since day 1? At least they should have shown maybe Simba as Lakshman or even Suryavanshi as Lakshman, because both of these characters have a better and more established relationship with Singham. That is why this film just fucking sucks. They constantly keep naming any character that they want and comparing it to any character from the epic just to add some religious sentiments into the film, or just to say that, look, we are doing Ramayana, we are doing our own version of Ramayana, and it fails constantly. Suryavanshi, who is like supposed to be this huge character in the cop universe, is now made to be Garuda. And I'm not saying Garuda is a small character in Ramayana, but come on, there is Lakshmanji, there's Hanumanji, there are a lot of characters that play a more and major important role in the Ramayana. Like, okay, the action. Ajay Devgan has just completely given up in this film. There are some fight scenes in the film, especially in the first 20 minutes, that are goofy as fuck. He's flailing his arms around like a child, and he has trouble beating Jackie Shroff's character, which is at least 30 years older or 20 years older than Ajay Devgan's character, at least, I think. If not that much, you can just calculate the difference between Ajay Devgan's age and Jackie Shroff's age. How can somebody who is younger have such a trouble beating this old terrorist while you are in the fucking army and the police? He's like this new task force kind of a thing, which is kind of like an army but a police. I don't know what they're doing at this point. police doesn't generally deal with terrorism. At least that's what I thought. I could be wrong, but let's get back to the action. Okay, so the action is really bad in the first half, especially whenever Ajay Devgan's doing anything. It's really bad. But you have to give credit where credit's due. Tiger Shroff's action scenes are actually really good because he is at least trying, and there are some scenes that are kind of like okay, like you can appreciate it. Maybe it's because I just watched Ajay Devgan flail his arm around and hit people in the side of the abs as a serious move, and that's why Tiger Shroff looks so much better. But yes, Tiger Shroff's scenes were actually really good. Arjun Kapoor, I don't know why people are hyping him up as this amazing villain. I'm not saying he did a bad job. Have always thought that Arjun Kapoor has his strengths. He cannot play this introverted, sophisticated guy that people have given him roles for, but he can play a role of a gunda or a kind of brash, brutal gangster, and that's what his films like. When his films were working, those were the kind of characters that he was doing, anyways. Like Gunde, by the way. Anyways, Ranveer Singh's acting is also pretty good. He's being Ranveer Singh. If you like it, then it's your cup of tea. If you don't like it, then yeah, you're going to hate this movie a lot because he's like the best part about this film. Deepika Padukone is barely there. I don't know why people are hating on Deepika Padukone for no reason. She has like 5 lines of dialogue. She does not do much in the plot. In the second half, I don't think she speaks at all. She literally silently comes and shoots people, then leaves. At least Tiger Shroff, Akshay Kumar, and Ranveer Singh's character have some kind of banter going on. But other than that, it's really bad. Deepika Padukone. Also, Deepika Padukone's character is supposed to be who from Ramayan? Like all the characters are somebody from Ramayan, right? Who is Deepika Padukone supposed to represent? Because they didn't really create a parallel for her, I think. So that was kind of stupid and dumb. Anyways, my final thoughts are this film is not as bad as I have made out to be because all of the problems that I've just stated are more or less the problems that I find in most mass commercial films in India. But it's extra disrespectful when you mix mythology or I guess Indian Hindu epics with your shitty cop propaganda films that now you are calling a universe, which you never thought to be universe. Like he never thought this shit out. He's just adding new shit and piling it on and pretending that this is canon all of a sudden, which makes no sense. For God's sake, the first film had a completely different love interest. Kajal Agarwal was Singham's original love interest, and now we have Kareena Kapoor. So this film is not consistent. He did not think of it as a universe setup. Now they are going along with it because that's what makes the money. And you have to give it to Rohit Shetty because this film is a huge hit and probably going to be a huge hit for him. Especially all the other entries are probably going to do pretty well because he knows how to capture the Indian masses, which is just mix religion in it and yeah, shit on Pakistan, I guess, or shit on terrorism.